Sure. Thanks, Larry. Always good to be with you.
GOP leaders in the House and Senate will attempt a reconciliation of their two bills this week and next, and are holding to their promise to have a final bill on the president's desk by the end of the year. This as the United States also faces a government shutdown this month and arguments over just how exactly to keep it funded and remain open. Can the parties get together to make it happen and work with the administration as well? Let's talk about that with Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen of Tennessee, ranking member of the House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution and Civil Justice. He also serves on the House Ethics Committee. He joins me from Washington. Thanks for being with us again, Steve.
Nice to be with you, Larry.
The President has described the pending tax overhaul bill as a big, beautiful Christmas present. How do you look at it?
It's a big, beautiful Christmas present to Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, and to other people who are billionaires and multi-millionaires and their children. It's the elimination of the inheritance tax, or even doubling it, which is what one of the bills does, gives a lot of money to a lot of people who are just part of what I call the lucky sperm club. They didn't work hard for their money. They don't need the money to make jobs. They're not going to make jobs in America. They're being given money that has historically gone into government purposes. And when we reduce the government spending, and this has got an addition to the debt of over $1 trillion, the overall bill, it's going to cause government services to suffer. And people who need monies to go to college, to get Pell Grants, who need SNAP payments, who need have high health care costs that they right now can itemize and deduct but won't be able to. People with high property taxes or income taxes in California and New York will be paying more and more money. Most of the tax benefits go to the wealthiest who don't need it. This is a huge transfer of wealth from the middle class to the wealthy, and it's a time when we're taking money away from the government, when the government needs more and more money for crime in the inner cities, for natural disasters that we're having because of climate change with fires in California and hurricanes around the Atlantic coast and other climate tragedies, and other problems that we're facing with retirees having more and more of a difficult time living, and we're not giving government pensioners benefits, increasing their pensions by much because we don't have the money. And Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security are jeopardized by this bill.
If Congress passes this, will any Democrats support it?
I can't imagine a single Democrat, because we stand for the middle class and we stand for fairness in taxation and for government doing services to help people in need. And this bill does just the opposite.
The president says that if the Democrats oppose it, they're going to lose very big next year in the 2018 elections.
I think the president sees it totally wrong. I think the Republicans will lose big because the middle class is going to wake up and see that this bill's for the wealthy and a huge transference of wealth. Do you have votes?
Are they voting now? Do you have to go?
Yeah, I have to go and vote. I could be back in a minute.
Okay, we'll pause it and come back in a minute.
Thank you.
While the congressman votes, we'll take this break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Politicking. We'll continue the conversation with Congressman Steve Cohen, Democrat of Tennessee. What did you just vote on?
Well, we voted on the impeachment that was brought by Al Green, a privileged resolution that was laid to the table by the Republicans. It used impeachment for different grounds than I did in H.R. 621. We went on obstruction of justice, emoluments clauses, and damages to the freedom of the press and the judiciary. His went on more personal behavior. And I think most members think mine is the better resolution. We've got additional sponsors coming on each and every day. But I voted with Al Green not to have it tabled because I thought it should go to committee.
And how did the vote come out?
It was tabled.
Yeah.
The Republicans and the Democratic leadership both didn't want to have it see the light of day, so it didn't. But there were about 60 people voted no, and that's a strong statement that there are at least 60 people that think that impeachment is a valid issue at this time. And there are others that think that do too, but politically they're not ready to cast that kind of vote.
You recently went to the well of the House, asked representatives to prevent the president from firing Robert Mueller. Can you do that?
Well, you can't prevent him from firing, but you can, and I'm the sponsor of a bill with Walter Jones that says if he fires the special counsel has a right to go into court and to appeal his firing based on the grounds, and the grounds have to be for cause. And there's another bill that says on the front end he can't fire him without cause, and then he still has to go to court to get approval. Both of them give protections to the special counsel, and I think they should be there, and we can do that legislatively to say that he has to have cause. and we may take action on that next week as well.
Are you going to prevent the shutdown of the government?
That's a tough question. You know, the Republicans are divided into two camps, and one of the camps is the Freedom Caucus that's against government spending in general, and they're not going along with the main group of the Republicans, and the Republicans and Paul Ryan aren't willing to work with us on the DACA kids and on children's health care plan to be extended fully, and for community health centers. And unless we can get guarantees on DACA, community health centers, and the children's health care plan, we're not going to go along with their short-term CR. And if that happens, it could be a shutdown.